I discovered the formula to the perfect Lumineers song the other day. You just name an old piece of technology and a woman's name, but like an older woman's name, but not like a gross one like Esther, but like a biblical one. And then you reference an old politician, and that's the whole song. And you just intersperse Hayes and how's he doings, and that's the song. Rotary phone, Cleopatra, black and white television, JFK. That's the song.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 60 of the Movie ReBrew podcast. I'm your host, Keegan Holland, and with me is my co-host, Mike Jennison.
So,
joining us again for the third time, fourth?
Officially.
Third, is Antonio.
Maybe third.
No, fourth.
Hi, Keegan. Hi, Mike.
You did a,
This is our Otto Graham pod.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Antonio, you did Years, Maniac, and then the music one.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Because he's a maniac on the floor. Does anyone know what comes on after that? Whatever.
And I'm podcasting like I never have before.
There we go.
This week, we all saw 3 movies. We saw Spider-Man Far From Home, Midsommar, and Yesterday. Mike, you saw Yesterday, right?
Yes.
Mike got really iffy down the stretch here. At one point, Mike had saw none of the 2 main movies for the podcast, and that was very late in the game.
This is our 8th rescheduling over the past 7 days. It's 9 a.m.
9 a.m. It was going to be
Friday.
11:30 last night, so I much prefer this.
This will be electric, though. I haven't been so awake for a pod in decades.
Oh, yeah. I'm super drunk.
No beer again. I kind of wish we did one at 9.
What are you guys
I
drinking?
don't have to work.
I have a Michelob downstairs. You want me to drink it?
No, I'm drinking.
Yeah, for me. I got this Columbus City Tap. Municipal water.
That's a hell of a name for a beer.
He's drinking a Wendy's soft drink.
No, it's water. It used to be a Wendy's water, and now it's a water from my sink.
Wow. He's very green.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Mike, where do you fall on Michelob's?
It's my favorite light beer.
I think it's mine, too.
Yeah. It's got, like, some flavor to it. Doesn't taste like water, like some light beers. And then doesn't taste like ass, like Miller Lights. So, that's...
Whoa,
don't dog Millers, dude.
That's my least favorite... It's my least favorite beer.
Wow. Holy shit. It's a hell of a take.
All beer
tastes. You got news. Take it away.
Good evening. I'm Will McAvoy.
I'm Evan Baxter, and here's what's making news.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world tonight.
A new Milan trailer came out this week. Some big news. No Mushu and no songs. They'll use the score. So what's the famous song, Keegan?
Make a Man.
Yeah, they're going to use that song, but it'll just be instrumental. And no Mushu. So this will be like a different adaptation on the story of Mulan. It won't be Disney. It'll kind of be more based on like the old tale of it.
Didn't they have a wisecracking dragon in the original one from BC era? Isn't that part of the tale? Isn't that important?
I don't think it is.
She might have a dragon friend, but I don't know.
Not a sidekick.
This was kind of surprise dropped during the Women's World Cup final.
I was stunned.
Yeah, I didn't know they were even filming it yet, and they come out with a trailer. I barely watched the trailer because you rudely interrupted me. I think I even yelled, "Hold on, Mulan trailer's on," and you just did not care. You just bowled a china shop through my house.
What do you want me to do? Sit in your foyer for 2 minutes until the Mulan trailer was over?
Come in and don't talk. You were talking over the entire trailer. I had to give up halfway.
I was kissing the dogs.
I think it's foyer.
Foyer. Whatever.
Antonio, did you watch this?
No, I haven't heard about this. Mulan, you say?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No, I don't. No, I haven't seen it.
It kind of looked like generic samurai movie. Mike, do you agree with that?
Boring.
Yeah, it did look like generic samurai movie, like something that would come out of like the Chinese box office.
Yeah.
However, I do like how they're trying to take a different turn with these remakes. These shot for shots are not for me.
As we'll talk about shortly here. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they only have filmed like 3 scenes and they kind of scrapped together a trailer. I doubt they finished shooting, so I'm sure we'll see a lot more of this.
When's the release date?
May 2020?
Oh, okay.
That's a great question.
Tell you what,
I don't have an answer.
None of these movies have got my blood pumping whatsoever. The shot-for-shot ones, the ones that are original takes, Dumbo, Cinderella, it doesn't. I don't care.
It's March 27th, 2020, and I agree.
I got the M right.
Yeah, you did. I haven't been excited for any of these.
Yeah.
I don't see myself ever being excited.
Maybe if I had a child or a kid with me.
I mean, if these were on Disney Plus, I think I'd actually watch them. Like the Lady and the Tramp's going straight to Disney Plus. Like, I don't know, they intrigue me. But to
remember Disney direct-to-DVD or video sequels?
So
yeah.
bad.
Just put all the but they're fun if you're a dumb kid who doesn't know any better.
I loved them being a dumb kid and that didn't know any better. So
Yeah.
Movie 2 actually has some really good
Make
songs
more of
in it.
those.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop seeing these in theaters. I'm
Yeah,
putting my
I'm
foot
done.
down.
I'll call the box office.
Yeah, so instead of getting 1.9 billion, they'll get 1.899999990 billion. So that'll show them.
I'm done too, because Lion King looks awful, and that's a segue into our next news story. Lion King
looks awful.
Yeah, it's Rotten
That's kinda
Tomatoes score
news.
It's Rotten Tomatoes score is 59%, so it's rotten right now. I didn't see that coming. I thought it'd be like 70s, but I still think it would look terrible. This actually looks worse than I thought. They released the Hakuna Matata scene, which was just the most boringest thing ever. Looked like the lions were in pain during it.
Yeah.
They just like
Yeah.
walk around, and I heard that's what the majority of the movie is. Instead of the excitement of like the animated, where they're like jumping on top of giraffes' heads and stuff, singing
Right.
"I Just Can't Wait to Be King." They're just walking through a field.
You know a movie's gonna be bad when all you describe the characters is walking around saying their lines, waving their arms.
The clip they released was 30 seconds of them walking towards the camera. Simba looks like he weighs like 3 pounds as a full-grown lion. There's no emotion on their faces except for Simba in pain. It just looks... I could not believe how bad it looked.
They should have just taken real animals, smacked some peanut butter on their gums, and make them look like they were talking, like Mr. Ed the horse.
Yeah, I agree.
That would have been more emotion.
It's bad, and like the CGI is good, I guess. Like it is good, but it just does not work in this movie at all. All the scenes I've seen, it just looks so bad.
Yeah, you can't blend like the photorealisticness with like the playfulness of the original movie.
Like their lips don't match up and stuff. Like awful.
Unnecessary.
Some other things that came out. Can You Feel the Love Tonight is sung in broad daylight for some reason. And hold on, one other thing that like kind of blew my mind.
And which isn't very good. Beyonce's part and Donald Glover's part, they do a great job. But the intro with Eichner and Rogan is just painful.
Yeah. Oh, and then Be Prepared isn't sung. It's like dramatically read.
Yeah. Which is just mind-blowingly dumb.
Wasn't Be Prepared going to be originally cut from the movie entirely? So they just sort of tried to fit it back in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the best villain song from the Disney Renaissance, I think. At least my favorite.
Yeah, you love
Just
that
go
song.
watch The Lion King
Yeah.
instead.
Some of the original reviews were insanely good.
Yeah,
so
the
I thought
first
it was gonna be like 90s.
Yeah.
Like, it
if
was
you go on
crazy.
Rotten Tomato, the first 5 reviews are like glowing reviews. It's like Disney placed those.
Yeah, it's probably like the
Really?
the YouTubers that they paid to come to the premiere.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to be seeing this movie?
I will not.
If I do see it, I'll buy a ticket for something else.
And sneak.
Yeah. I'll go like week 5 where the theater's going to be empty and I'll just walk in.
I'm fully expecting to have Disney Plus come November, and I'll watch it then.
Oh, okay.
I'll
When
watch
does that
it
launch?
at the end of the year. What?
When is that launching again?
I think November 11th,
Oh,
right around
okay.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's only $7.99 a month. It's really, really cheap.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I have some news. I canceled my Netflix subscription this week.
I'm proud of you.
On the
Why?
heels of how bad Stranger Things was,
Did you finish it though?
I got 3 episodes in, man. I can't do it.
We were going to talk about this later, but I guess just do it now. Antonio, did you finish it?
No, I haven't even seen season 2. I watched like an episode or 2 of that, and it's not for me.
Wow.
Did you watch season 1?
Yeah. I liked it. I liked it enough.
Yeah.
I loved season 1. Season 2 was good, and this is also good. Like, it's not bad, but I'm just over it.
It's been diminishing returns for me as well. Like 1's greater than 2, greater than 3. I love the characters so much, but the plot I don't give a shit about anymore.
Right. Without revealing anything, what is your major gripe with how the series has continued?
It's just literally the same season over and over again.
Yeah.
The relationships between the characters change a little bit, but that's about it.
They're just rehashing the same arc over and over.
Yeah,
starting
basically.
from square one.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time to see them like be like friends anymore. They just so quickly get split up and they're on their interdimensional mission now. It just I don't know. It's kind of sucks.
They don't have a chance to be kids.
Right. Like I want Boy Meets World, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw the Demigorgon or whatever the hell it's called, if that was even it still, I just wanted to crawl into a ball and just end it.
Yeah.
Did they show the creature too much?
The creature in
creature's
the first season it didn't, but in like the 3rd episode they showed the creature in this one.
Yeah. I don't
I've
even
seen
like
it
the
already.
design of their creatures. Like I don't like the Demogorgon either.
No.
I think it's kind of boring. But they do add a new character this season, which is like one of my favorites. Maya Hawke is really good in this show. I don't think she's in anything else really, but other than that, yeah, I thought it was very okay. But Liam loved it. My mother loved it. But other than that, everyone seems to be pretty down on it.
Brett, who's been on the pod before, said it was his favorite season. So there's still fans out there. I am just not one of them anymore.
Every time the season ends, I want that to be it. Like I don't want season 4. Like I'll watch season 4 again, and I'll be like, just end it there, and then I'll probably I'll keep fucking watching it. But it always seems like it's such a good way to end the show.
Is there a plan to end it at a certain point yet?
I think the
4.
Duffer Brothers want to do 4, and then the producers want 5.
Duffy Boys want 4?
Yeah.
Didn't they film like 3 and 4 back to back, or 2 and 3 back to back, or something like that? Or 2, 3, and 4 back to
2
back?
and 3 at the same time.
Okay.
Or something like
Because
that.
those kids are getting old, huh?
I hope they take a couple years off and do like late high school. Maybe they're not friends anymore.
You take like 20 years off and do like an It, but with the same actors.
Because if they do it like next year, and then another creature, and they've barely grown, it's like, god damn, 4 years in a row, huh? Bad luck for these kids.
Think about those kids from Scooby-Doo, man. They can't go anywhere.
It'd be great if they gave it 5 years and they were about to graduate from high school, or 4 years about to graduate from high school. I would love it then. I'd be juiced for that season. I need something new, and they're not giving me anything new.
Fair. All right, Mike, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, let's get to the movies.
You can't handle the truth.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Let's do Spider-Man first, because it's by far the biggest of the 3 movies we saw. So Peter, fresh off of Endgame and the death of his mentor and friend Tony Stark, wants to take a break and go on his high school's science trip to Europe. Shenanigans ensue. A new hero and a new villain in the form of the Elementals are terrorizing Western Europe, and Peter needs to decide whether to intervene or not. Won't give away anything from there, but if you're even a little bit of a comic book fan or a Spider-Man fan, you know exactly where this movie's gonna go. That being said, what'd you guys think?
Mike?
I'll kick it off. So, it's a good movie. Like, I can tell it's a good movie, but I was bored as hell. I knew the villain enough where I knew exactly where this was going. So the first 45 minutes, first hour was just set up for a plot twist that I saw coming from a mile away. The humor completely misses here. I thought the Spider-Man, the first one, Homecoming, was cringy with the humor. This one just is flat. The best friend is straight up bad in this movie, which I thought he was kind of funny in the first one. He's straight up bad. I like how they're in Europe. They're changing the setting. That was okay. We get a lot more of Zendaya in this, which is a good thing. Tom Holland's a great Spider-Man. He's made for this. But overall, I was just bored. Gyllenhaal's a good villain, but overall, I was just very, very, very bored. That's it.
Damn.
I'm going to kind of echo you here, because Antonio, it seems like you're going to be different. I think it's very much a tale of two movies, or two halves. The first half I thought was extremely boring, even with the change in setting. I didn't think they really utilized the countries they were in very much. Like, they were in Prague, but, like, were they really? They were in London, were they really? Like, they shot the Tower Bridge, but, like, nothing else. I think the twist that happens in the movie, I think that's when it changes completely for me. I mean, everyone will know it when they see it, and even if you haven't, you probably know what the twist is. I think Gyllenhaal is excellent as the villain. I hope they can keep him around. Yeah, Zendaya is great. Yeah, Mike, the humor for me was very hit or miss in the first half. Like, Martin Starr and J.B. Smoove are hilarious guys, but none of their lines really landed for me. I thought Ned was bad again, like you said. I thought him and the girlfriend, like him wanting to be a bachelor and then getting a girlfriend immediately just for the trip was funny.
Yeah.
But other than that, he didn't really do anything for me. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a very average movie, then a really good movie in the second half.
Okay.
Well, I think I might have seen the wrong movie. Mine, there was a robot scientist with a bunch of arms coming out of his back, and there was he was trying to build the sun or something. This is a very different Spider-Man 2 than the one you guys are describing. No, I had fun. It was a fun, albeit maybe forgettable, installment in the Marvel series. I actually never saw Homecoming, but I've been with Peter Parker on his journey through, the Avengers and Civil War, obviously. I had fun. It was a good time. Gallivanting through Europe. I liked, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can. Okay. I don't have too much to say about this movie other than it was a bit of a romp. I don't know.
I think Homecoming is superior.
Yeah.
Mike, you didn't like Homecoming. What do you say?
I think Homecoming is superior here, too. And I didn't really care for Homecoming.
Yeah.
So, I mean, J.B. Smoove, I think he's hilarious. I mean, he's the best part of Curb, and he doesn't say, I don't laugh one time.
No, he's so wasted.
You think he was just phoning it in or overdoing it, maybe?
I just think it was the writing. They should have probably just let him improv. That's when he shines.
Yeah.
This is Tom Holland's 5th Spider-Man movie. So he is far and away the most.
He's a great Spider-Man.
He's so good.
He's awesome. And Zendaya's a good MJ. I like her character. I don't know. It's just.
Was she so weird in the first one?
Yeah.
Conspiratorial and really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that take on Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Is she Mary Jane or is she just MJ? Because in the credits she's just credited as MJ.
So in the first one, she's named Michelle to throw us off the scent for some reason. It's the dumbest thing in the world. And then at the end, she goes, "My friends call me MJ." So now she's just MJ.
Michelle J.
Yep. I think how they handle post-Endgame is funny, but not really satisfying.
Really? I liked that.
I think it works, but the world didn't really change. It seems like.
No.
At least New York did.
Did it though? I don't think it really did.
Well, don't we start in the at that Salvation Army event for displaced?
Yeah.
Blip. What do they call it? The blip.
The blip. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no real consequences of it that we see.
like it didn't take away that scene. New York seems totally fine. Like it.
London seemed fine. Like everything seemed fine.
Totally okay. But like how they did in the beginning with like they do a memorial at the high school, I thought that was hilarious.
That was
but,
so funny. Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. It seems
fun.
like they didn't really answer any of the questions. Like how is the world currently doing? I guess they answered it very fine. They're doing okay. There was no huge repercussions for Thanos' actions.
I think they spent. I don't. Was this the right movie to explain that or go into it further? I don't know. I think they definitely built some of the world. I hope that they continue to do it. I'm glad they didn't ignore it completely. I think that this post Infinity Saga phase of Marvel movies is really going to go into the aftermath of that. It seems like they're chasing it at least.
Yeah,
I hope so because we don't get it here. The Passing of the Torch 2 Spider-Man is good, but they don't really go into it enough. I don't know.
Peter doesn't seem like the right guy.
It doesn't seem like that
Peter is 16 years old, and what he gets handed from Tony is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, it seems in direct contrast of what they set up in The Winter Soldier, which we'll get into in spoilers. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of seems weird to give it to a teenager. All right, we'll give it scores before we get into spoilers. I'm going to give it a 6.5. Thumbs up. I'd watch it again, but it would be one of the last ones I'd watch, I think, of the Marvel movies. And yeah, if you're an MCU fan, I think you'll like it. Most people seem really high in it. I've seen some reviews say it's like the best Spider-Man ever. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but yeah. What do you guys think?
I'll give it a 7.5. My mind is jogging again after not thinking about this movie for a couple days, just because I got off of Midsommar like the next day, and that's all I've been thinking about since. Yeah. So 7.5 for me. I really did like it. I just don't remember it enough. It's a little forgettable.
Very forgettable. I'm gonna stay with the half theme and give it a 5.5. Thumbs down. I in a weird way, I probably would watch this movie again just because it's so digestible. But like, I don't know. Also very forgettable, like you said. So the only thing that was actually intriguing about this movie was the post-credit scene.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring
yeah.
So let's get into spoilers and talk about that.
If you do see this movie, definitely stay for both the post-credit scenes. Not since like Iron Man 1 have post-credit scenes advanced the plot so much as these. Usually it's like an ant playing Rock Band, but these are like very important for the universe. Yeah, so
I like that ant playing Rock Band. Oh, we can spoil now?
Spoilers. Quentin Beck, Mysterio is a villain. You guys knew that, right?
Yeah.
I always thought that Mysterio was a villain, like the character Mysterio, not specifically in this movie. So when I found out that he was going to be the good guy, I wasn't sure, because he is a villain in the comics, right?
Yeah, like almost exclusively. Like I don't think he's ever been good.
I was still surprised because I don't know comics that well, and I thought, they're just doing a different take on this character, but then he ends up being the bad guy. So
once his.
I thought it was well done. I didn't realize he was going. Do they ever show Jake Gyllenhaal's not in any of the Iron Man movies? This is his first appearance in Marvel.
First one.
Yeah.
Okay, but those other guys, they were in the.
Yeah, I could get to that scene.
His team. Yeah.
His switch is amazing. The guy that gets yelled at, Tony Stark built us a cave with a box of scraps. That's actually Ralphie from Toy Story, by the way. That guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's brought back. So all of these guys. So. They're all like angry former Stark employees.
Disgruntled, yes.
Yeah, which is amazing. And Gyllenhaal created the barf, which is from the beginning of Civil War.
Yeah.
And Tony used it as just an experiment and then made fun of it. And so that's why he's so upset that it didn't get put to better use. That scene, I think, with any other actor could have been a dumb exposition dump. But Gyllenhaal is just so goddamn good in this movie. It worked for me. It's like
he's very charming.
Him just like
great monologue.
Talking at you.
Yeah.
But it works so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, when he's sitting in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It was like, why are we doing this? But yeah, Gyllenhaal, the camera just loves him. You're just glued when he's on the screen.
He just chews it up.
Yeah.
And like him and Tom Holland, when they're together, I mean, this movie could be really good. It just did not do it for me.
I liked the awkward chemistry between them at the beginning, where the audience is expected to think that Gyllenhaal's a good guy and he's on his side, and that he really could be the next Iron Man. But there's an air of putting something on that's happening the entire time, and I think that's probably just good acting. Like he's believable enough to this naive kid, but to the audience, that there's something, and then it makes sense as soon as it switches, like you said.
And I love how after that he is just in a mocap suit the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Mike, you haven't played the Batman games, have you?
No.
Antonio, have you?
No, I don't play games.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the scene in, I think it's Berlin, where it's like the trippy sequence of Peter versus Mysterio.
Yeah.
That's straight out of Arkham Asylum with Scarecrow versus Batman. I thought that scene was amazing. That was my favorite scene in the entire movie.
That scene was awesome.
Very trippy scene, yeah.
He's making him punch walls instead of him and stuff, and then he puts him in front of the train. I thought that was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I hope he can come back in like a Sinister Six type role in a later Spider-Man movie, because like that sequence alone is worth doing more.
Does he die on camera?
I don't think he dies at all.
Mysterio?
I think he's dead. He gets shot.
No, he tries to shoot Peter in like the illusion, but he's really just on the ground. Oh no, he's on the ground in the illusion, but he tries to shoot Peter.
And then he gets shot. Right?
Shoot himself?
I haven't seen this movie in 10 days.
I think a drone shoots him at the end.
Oh, okay.
But okay, can we talk about the post-credit scenes? Because I was honestly kind of confused by both of them.
Okay. What's wrong, buddy?
Well, let's just say J.K. Simmons being back he's the greatest casting of all time in any movie ever. So thank God we got him back for J.K. Simmons. I was like, no way! I was freaking out.
So is there a multiverse with that? Or what's going on with J.K. Simmons?
Oh.
So you could either take it as there is a multiverse, or it's just pitch perfect casting, so they just got him again. I think they just got him again, but I mean, the multiverse and Spider-Man are so tied together in the comics where it should be the way to do it. I don't know. I can see them doing multiverse, but I don't think that locks it in with him being in the movie.
I just watched Into the Multiverse last night. Into the Spider's Verse.
Thank you.
Yeah, good movie. I didn't finish it yet because I fell asleep. But oh boy.
What a flick.
Yeah, a lot of better movies have been distracting me away from this one.
Yeah. So, Mike, what is your confusion? Is that
I was wondering
the multiverse thing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then with Samuel L. Jackson at the end. So that wasn't Samuel L. Jackson.
No, it was.
Or Robin.
Or Robin.
Yeah.
So I think it would be interesting to go back and watch this movie and consider the dialogue of those two characters, knowing that they're aliens the whole time.
He's kind of an idiot the entire time. He blames it on him having been blipped for 5 years, but he just kind of has no clue what's going on.
Nick Fury would have never made those mistakes.
Right. And he doesn't know where the Avengers are. I think he's just making excuses the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think it would work.
Yeah, I'm happy that happened because the whole entire time, like, this is weird. Why is Nick Fury such an idiot?
Yeah. And then in terms of where the real Nick Fury actually is, I have no clue. They showed something very briefly at the end, but I couldn't get a good look at it.
He's on some kind of spaceship or station, right? In space.
Who are those creatures? Are they from Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
They're also from Guardians too, right?
No.
There's Green Boys? I don't know.
Strictly Captain Marvel?
Just Captain Marvel, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So maybe that's what Captain Marvel 2 is going to be about. Her saving Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, maybe. There's a thing called Sword, which is like the shield of space. Maybe that's what he's setting up now. I'm not sure. I mean, it didn't like say Sword or anything in the post-credit scene, so a lot of speculation for that.
But two really good post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
And I was I left very intrigued actually. I was like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been that happy in a theater in a long time after seeing J.K. Simmons. I was ecstatic.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
So Peter Parker's name is public now. Was that in the post-credit scene, or was that just at the end of the movie? Okay, that was the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
So where do we go from there?
I don't know, because that's like a huge part.
And he's
of
also
Spider-Man.
he's criminal number one.
Yeah, because they should say back framed him. That was a weird way. Even when he said it in the movie and said like execute them all. I was
Right.
Like,
yeah. I'm like that sounds. Yeah. What a weird way to say that.
Yeah, it was.
He frames that to say that Spider-Man was in control of the drones the entire time. Oh, speaking of the
Is
drones,
this-
the entire plot of Winter Soldier is that Hydra takes over a ship that like has the name of everyone and can execute them all at an instant. Meanwhile, Tony has also made that same device and is just like giving it to a teenager. Seems like way too much power to give to someone. I mean, he almost accidentally kills like his classmate.
Yeah, that was funny.
The first
That
time
whole
he's trying to
scene
use
with
it.
with the kid getting older, and so he's supposed to be like 22, but he's hitting on like 16-year-old MJ.
Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion with that character. So
Is he the only one who didn't blip?
So he did not blip, aged 5 years, but is still technically a sophomore?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I thought maybe he was, because they show a kid during that opening like panel.
Yeah, that was him. He's like he got hot, and
But
then
so
no,
that-
it's the same kid.
But in that picture, he looks like he's 12.
Yeah, and then they showed a side by side of him blipping or having not blipped and aging in real time, and then it's the same guy.
So
His
he's
basketball
still
picture.
17.
Yeah.
No, he didn't blip. He aged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he went from a 12-year-old to a 17-year-old.
I don't think he was. Did he start as being 12? I thought he
looked
started
like
as
he was
being just like a
a little
scrawny
kid.
six. I thought he was like a scrawny 16-year-old who didn't hit puberty.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe
I've-
I don't know.
I've heard a lot of confusion about this, and people go either way. I thought he
Right.
was like a 12-year-old that aged, but some people
I
think
guess-
he was in their
I
grade
guess-
and aged.
Right. If that might just imply that nobody went to school during the 5 years of the blip.
But he's the
No.
only 21-year-old. If
No,
that's
no.
the case.
Right.
No. This is what I got. He was like 12 during the blip,
Okay.
and then he went to school. Now he's
So
17.
they
Everyone came
still
back.
had school during the time of the blip. Okay. Yeah. That makes more sense.
I think he was like just a little shit that they
Mhm.
knew, and now he's a jacked dude in
Right.
the grade. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I love that dynamic.
Yeah.
Um.
And Zendaya was great in it.
Yeah.
It was really nice to see him go away from that fat friend who's not funny and go to Zendaya who's actually
I
funny.
like the fat friend who's very funny.
Funny
Guy. That old
Mike's
girlfriend.
way more down on him than I am.
I was down on him after the first one where everyone's like, oh, he's the best part of Homecoming. And
Oh,
now
dude.
this, it's just like,
I
ugh.
don't know what it is about Spider-Man crowds, but they're the worst crowds.
That's
ever.
what Liam was saying. I had a great crowd for that.
Oh my god.
They
Remember how
laugh
bad
at
it's-
everything.
Remember how bad Homecoming was? Like,
Yes,
it almost
that
made
guy,
me hate the movie.
the guy next to me laughed his ass off at every joke. It literally made me hate the movie. I think if I saw a movie without anyone in the crowd, I would have enjoyed it.
I'm the
And I
same
think
way.
I think that has an everlasting impact on this whole series for me. That one kid ruined this Spider-Man
I know.
series for me.
Remind me to see the next Spider-Man movie on like a Sunday morning because
I had the same movie talker for yesterday and Midsommar. I want to murder him.
bad stretch here.
Yeah. I do. Go to hell, movie talkers.
So you don't say anything? I saw a question on Twitter the other day. Would you
No,
say
yeah.
something?
I said during yesterday I shushed him after like a half an hour, and then he said "fuck you," and then I was waiting for him to do it again, but he didn't because I was gonna. I don't know. I was hoping for an altercation in the theater.
During yesterday, slug him in the face. This is for Danny Boyle.
I think my first move would just be shut the fuck up. And
Immediately?
Immediately.
Well, I thought it was a child at first.
I probably wouldn't say that to a child then, but if it's a grown ass man,
Yeah.
that's what I'm yelling.
Like someone our age, yeah.
Yeah.
What if he's next to you? Is it okay to elbow them in the ribs?
Well, then
No,
I'd be okay,
that's when you
but
just stare at them.
there's no room on this planet for those people.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
They had bad
It's
parents.
It's
They're not to
Max,
get
you're in there for
shitty
2
parents.
hours. Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
I smell
If your
so
child
fucking
is
bad.
speaking in the movie theater, you have to hit him, and then he'll learn.
Yep.
All right, they have now gone 2 for 2 in terms of villain. If they're doing the Sinister Six, they're 33% there with excellent villains.
Well, they got Keenan and they got Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
It's
that'd be
getting
amazing.
elite.
They also teased Scorpion at the end of Homecoming with the guy from Breaking Bad who I love. So they're actually like 3 for 6 right now. So hopefully they can keep building that up. That'd be an awesome movie.
The fat friend's gonna be one of the next villains. Calling it.
I think so. The Hobgoblin's real name is Ned. I saw it maybe. but
Really?
they're not really
I
setting
hope-
that up at all. That would be
No.
a crazy twist.
Yeah, he has no reason to hate Peter.
Yeah.
Please have him be a villain. That'd be awesome.
Please.
Is the Hobgoblin's name Ned or is the Green Goblin's name Ned? Because
Green Goblin's
really
Osborn, which they may have hinted at in the post-credits scene, because someone bought Stark Tower or Avengers Tower. That could easily be like Oscorp.
I feel like the Hobgoblin or the Green Goblin that's in Into the Spider-Verse.
Green
I
Goblin.
feel like he was calling him Ned though. Weird. Okay. I don't know. Too many. Every comic character has too many names.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not gonna look that up.
Okay.
Liam said, I asked him if Mysterio died. He goes, well, we can't be sure, but yes.
I don't think he's dead. I love that Ralphie is still out there. Like, that group of people is very much still out there. So the illusion stuff is still at play.
Right.
Whether it's shown or not.
I want Defoe to reprise his role as the Green Goblin.
That would confirm the multiverse. And they don't put a fucking motorcycle helmet on his head. You get a guy with a goblin face and you cover his face the entire movie. That was a mistake.
Yeah, no, just paint him green.
I know, it'd be perfect.
What a terrifying human being. Love Defoe.
Love Defoe. All right, let's get to the next one. Which one do you guys want to do?
Let's do yesterday because there's less to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on a good note. Okay.
So yesterday, a guy gets hit by a bus during a global power outage, and he's the only one that remembers the Beatles. And some other things, actually, which don't really make any sense.
Which made me very upset.
Yeah. So, what did you guys think of this? I'm a huge Danny Boyle fan, by the way, so there's a little bias going into this. The dude can do no wrong in my eyes. But, what did you guys think?
I'm a huge The Beatles fan, and this was very wrong in my eyes. This sucked. This was not fun at all. It wasn't charming. It wasn't cute. It wasn't enjoyable. It was nothing like Across the Universe, which I love. Like, that is a 9 out of 10 movie for me. Even though the plot might not entirely be there and the acting might be a little off, I like to just sit down and watch that movie and hear the songs and have a good time. I will never watch this movie again. Yeah. It was boring. The arrangements of the music were terrible. I didn't give a damn about the characters the entire time.
I was going to say, it's a lot of, like, coffee house acoustic covers of Beatles songs.
Just strums. There's no picking. There's nothing interesting about the arrangements. When they go to Russia, or that scene where he's opening up for Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
And he's just playing like a hard rock, like almost a punk version, where the drums are way too loud of these Beatles songs that are these beautiful songs. He's just hurting them. I don't like Michael.
I thought it was cute.
Fuck you, Mike.
I love the Beatles too, but I mean, maybe musically it wasn't there, but I just thought it was a super cute movie. I thought everyone that acted in it was very charming, and I had a good time with it. It's not a work of art. This isn't a good movie. It's lazy writing, but it's cute, and I was entertained for 2 hours.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge Beatles guy. So what was going to get me in was Danny Boyle and Lily James. I love Lily James. I think she's awesome in this movie. She's the best part. I think their relationship is cute, like Mike said, but when I heard the premise of only one man remembers the Beatles, I'm like, how's that going to be a full-length movie? Turns out it's not really. It can't carry an entire film, in my opinion. And the movie looks cheap. Like, some of their transitions and stuff, and it's like was this made on like iMovie? Like, it just looked insanely cheap. I couldn't believe it from Boyle.
I don't remember this movie ever being announced, and all of a sudden it was done. I bet you this movie was filmed like last fall.
Yeah.
And just scrapped
very quickly.
Because Danny Boyle rapid fires movies.
The writer was working on it for something like 2 decades.
Jesus.
I think like this was his like pet project, and he should have probably just given up on it.
Yeah.
Well, like, he had a cute idea. I don't really know. I thought it was cool to see, like, the premise was interesting and kept me entertained enough. I think it was cool to see, like, his rise to fame using Beatles songs. It wasn't explored enough, but I thought
do we really see his rise to fame?
No, we didn't.
I know, he kind of just implodes.
We see a montage.
Yeah,
I know.
Montage.
Which I wish we saw more of, but still, what we saw, I thought, I don't know, I was entertained.
Kate McKinnon is one of the best players in SNL history, in my opinion. I fucking love Kate McKinnon. She's terrible in this movie.
Yes.
I hated her whenever she was on screen. She's awful.
Agreed fully, yeah. Well, like, And then there's the point where he kicks her out. Could we just do spoilers?
Yeah. The scores first. I would give it a 4 out of 10. Thumbs down. Would not watch it again. Sorry, Danny.
I'll give it a 7. I'd give it a thumbs up. I would watch it again.
I'm gonna stick with these solid numbers, and I'm gonna go with a 5.0. And we'll for some reason end up watching it again. I don't know why, but it'll come back.
I'm changing mine to 5 because it's not offensively bad. I'm gonna go 5 out of 10.
It's not offensively bad.
Were you guys bored during this? I was probably bored for like a 5-minute stretch, but it wasn't a long period of time. I thought I was gonna be more bored.
So there's a
no, because I kept thinking like, oh, it's gonna get better. That's what kept me entertained or focused at least, and also I knew I was about to go see Toy Story, so I was happy about that.
So I guess with spoilers here, there's a moment where when he's in Liverpool and he's like deciding between her and going back to make music, I'm like, just please stay and make this like a romantic comedy. I'm done with the Beatles shit. That's kind of where I fell.
That could have been a good direction. Yeah.
Yeah. I was so done with his rise because I didn't care if he got famous or not.
It's such a generic story when you get into it.
Yeah.
It could have been a great love story using the Beatles as a device, but instead it's a story about the Beatles with a shoehorned love story.
Were you guys like expecting Paul and Ringo to show up?
No, I thought that would be a mistake, and then they made a bigger mistake. That John scene freaked me out.
Let's get into spoilers now. You know what? If it was actual Paul McCartney, it would have been laugh out loud hilarious, and I would have maybe walked out the theater. The fact that it was John Lennon, I was okay with. I thought it was an interesting scene.
Yeah,
it was definitely the right choice out of the 4 Beatles.
It's too soon. His bandmates are still alive. Like, if you brought back some guy from history, some guy that nobody remembers because he's been dead for so long, it would be okay, I think. This guy died in 1980. Like, would it be okay if in 14 years they made a movie something to do with Nirvana and they show Kurt Cobain still alive as an old man? Because there's a 14-year gap between John Lennon's death and Kurt's. So do you think in 20 or whatever 33. Year that would be, 33, that would be okay? I don't think so. That freaks me out. He hasn't been dead long enough for me to feel comfortable with what I just seen.
Also, logistically, it makes no sense. Like,
his widow
Beatles
still
didn't exist. He's alive now, but like nothing else in history changed. I guess cigarettes don't exist and Coca-Cola doesn't exist. Like, what is the thing that are tying these all together?
Well, the Beatles invented cigarettes and Coca-Cola.
Okay.
It's a conspiracy.
See, that's what didn't make sense to me. If, like, I hated that. There was no reason not to have cigarettes in this world. There's no reason not to have Coke in this world.
There should be more cigarettes in this world.
In our world. But, like, the Oasis one makes sense. It's like, if the Beatles didn't exist, Oasis... Okay, I get that.
That was the funny joke.
But, like, everything else, the other 3 or 4 things made no sense at all. They were just arbitrarily picked as they didn't exist.
Realistically, there should have been like thousands of bands that didn't exist, and like they would have had to create an entire multiple new genres of music, and you can't do that in the span of the Oasis thing was just there for the joke. I liked it, but I like what is the idea that the most popular things in a bunch of different categories are now non-existent. Like Coca-Cola is the most popular drink, cigarettes is the most popular poison. Harry Potter is the most popular book.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ is gone.
They don't have...
So, I had a question. So, was Coca-Cola not being in it, was that paid for by Coke or paid for by Pepsi? Who do you think got better play there?
Pepsi. They show a Pepsi.
They show lots of Pepsis.
So you think Pepsi paid for it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Someone made out.
You talk about Coke more often when you leave the movie, so that's what may have backfired for Pepsi.
Didn't they have an ad campaign recently that was like, is Pepsi okay? Remember that?
Not even a little bit.
Pepsi's ad campaign a few months ago was, you know how when you're at the restaurant, you ask for Coke Is Pepsi okay? That
It's
was
more than
their
okay.
right. It's more than okay. But now, just don't say that. And you're saying, is Pepsi okay? That's what this movie. That's what this product placement was. Is Pepsi okay?
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna be talking about Coca-Cola on the podcast afterward.
Yeah.
My friends.
My friends.
Stinking Pepsi.
Yeah, this movie just fell flat. That's all I gotta say.
Nah,
It was super cute. Maybe because the only Lily James and that guy. Did you like the lead actor?
I did.
he was
His first movie too.
really. I could see him do better in other things.
Yeah. And
How about
There
such
were
a
a
huge
couple
crush
things-
on Lily James, so that helps.
She's great.
how about
Go ahead, Mike.
Ed Sheeran? What'd you guys think?
I like that his ringtone was "Shape of You." That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
That was hilarious.
His tattoos are insane.
Mm-hmm.
They're up there with Affleck as the worst tattoos I've ever seen.
He was a great asshole. Like his Salieri was one of my favorite parts of this movie. That scene where they do the songwriting competition. That was one of the few scenes where they utilized the Beatles song that I really loved in this movie. Like he writes this really cool piece, and then The Long and Winding Road.
Yeah.
Tips his hat to him. And the beginning scene, when he sings Yesterday, I thought that was shot gorgeously with the lake at sunset. That was a very nice piece. There was more of that, yeah.
Yeah.
There should have been more of that.
But then there was just like too much hard rock, heavy bass and drums.
Back in the USSR did sound terrible.
Yeah.
That was the one where I'm like, this just sounds awful.
Mhm.
But
I did like him trying to remember lyrics because that would be a huge
Yeah,
issue I
yeah,
would have.
yes,
that was neat. And then what do you guys think?
especially
about the
Eleanor
other-
Rigby. The lyrics
Yeah.
to that song are a mess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you guys think
Yeah.
about the other two people also remembering the Beatles?
Again, I don't
anywhere.
get it. Like there's a way to do that kind of thing where you're not really explaining there's a way to build a world and not show the audience everything and make them wonder and make them theorize. And then there's a way that they did it in this movie where it doesn't make any sense. What's going on with why is there no Coca-Cola? Why is there no Harry Potter? Why are there two other people who remember it? The Beatles. And why does the entire time it look like they're about to
Kill him?
call him out? Yeah, they're about to kill him. Even in the press room. Like, they look like people who are... Yeah. Yeah. Which one's your favorite? Those are the words of someone who is about to rat them out. And then it turns out that they're fine.
To
Were
be
they
fair,
fucking with
though,
them?
I did go, oh fuck. But then I was like, but why? Like, what are they gonna do? Expose them to a billion people that won't believe them?
Right.
It's just like there's no stakes in that. Oh well. Anything else to add?
No. Yeah, not
I
much here
take
for
Mike
me.
falling asleep as a no.
I thought that this was going to be my favorite movie of the summer, maybe of the year.
In an especially weak summer too.
Yeah.
Kind of a dud.
That's a good segue to Midsommar.
Fuck yeah, Mike. All right, Midsommar, the sophomore movie from Ari Aster, who did Hereditary last year. One of my favorite movies from last year, and one of the best horror movies in recent memory. He's back. I don't even know how to explain this movie. All I know is that a lot of people out there will not like it, but I loved it. What about you guys?
too.
Should we try and explain the plot?
Want me to
Take
give
it
it a
away,
shot?
Antonio.
You can take it,
Take a
Antonio.
stab.
All right. So this woman, Danny,
Yeah.
Yes.
Danny, just suffers a horrible tragedy. This awful trauma befalls her, and her boyfriend are invited by their colleague, their friend from school,
From school.
to join him on his back to Sweden for a festival that happens once every 90 years, and they all go there to Sweden, and shenanigans are afoot. And she comes out of the experience a changed person. This is my favorite fucking movie of the year.
Yeah.
This movie rocks.
It
This
is so
move-
pretty. It's so nice to look at.
It's gorgeous. I want to jump inside that movie. The entire time I was like, I would love to just go through this screen right now. That hasn't happened to me since I was like a kid with a movie.
With Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for as pretty as it is, man, it is messed up.
It is so messed up. I was so sympathetic to it the entire time.
Yeah.
There's no bad guy for me in this movie. The bad guy in this movie is pain. It's grief. It's trauma. It's what she was trying to overcome the entire time. This is a movie about dealing with personal grief. This is an
ethereal kind of world.
Yeah. It's an inward journey. Much like my favorite movie last year, Annihilation. It's a heady movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's nothing supernatural, really. No, there's nothing supernatural at all going on in this movie.
No. Which I loved.
Yeah. The mushrooms, the drugs take place.
Psychedelic a little bit.
And holy shit, those scenes are awesome.
Yeah. The constant warping of nature throughout the entire movie, like you feel like you're on drugs almost as well.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Annihilation as well, though, I'm still wrestling with the ending. It took me like a year to understand Annihilation. I'm still kind of like, what really went on there with the ending here? Or how should I take this ending?
Okay. Do you want to dive into that?
Spoilers.
We'll dive into spoilers.
Sure.
I'm really glad that I saw this movie about a week ago. I'm glad that I was given a week to digest this movie. Because I walked out the theater being like, I liked it better than Hereditary, but I don't know how much better than Hereditary. And now this is up there amongst my favorite movies of the year so far. What ruined Hereditary for me was when it got supernatural. I don't find that scary, and it just loses my interest. This one doesn't do that at all. It stays pretty much just, like you said, it's human emotion. A broken relationship or a bad relationship is the driving force behind most of what happens in this movie, and it makes it very relatable. And it's.
I think Ari Aster called it.
Awesome.
What did he call it? He called it a breakup movie. No, some kind of breakup movie. An absurdist breakup movie.
Yeah.
Or a modern adult fairy tale. There's two ways of describing it, and he said he wouldn't go beyond that.
Yeah, I'll give some background to how this movie came to be. A24 was in talks with a Swedish production company. They want to make a slasher movie set in Sweden.
Right.
They went to Ari Aster after they signed him on for Hereditary after reading his screenplay, and they wanted him to make this slasher movie. And he's like, well, a slasher movie in Sweden, like that's nowhere close to, like, I don't know how I'm going to write a movie about that. I can't really relate to that.
Right.
Then he was just going through a breakup, and he got the idea of, what if I made like a messed up relationship my way into this movie? So he wrote this just right off a breakup, and it really shows because it feels very real. The first 15 minutes when they're talking about the relationship and how he's like debating breaking up with her, but like doesn't know if he'll regret it in the future. I just felt like that was really relatable too.
Yeah.
Which really helps ground this movie. It's very surreal at a lot of points, but it's very much grounded with their relationship, Jack Renner and Florence Pugh.
It's so cool that it's like mostly shot during the day. Like you don't see that in horror movies.
There's not a single scene, at least in Sweden, that takes place in the dark. There's the one dream where she's you know it's a dream because when the dream where they're all leaving her behind, because it's dark out. I didn't realize that when it was happening, but and then there's obviously the traumatic experience at the beginning that takes place at the house.
Yeah.
That's shot in dark, but other than that, it is so bright. One of the brightest movies I've ever seen, and the only bright horror movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think Sunshine from Danny Boyle is another one that uses light. I've never seen it, but I want to see it a lot.
Okay.
I love how the first 15 minutes when they're in, I think, New York, it's very dark. Even when they're inside, it's dark. Everything's just very, very moody. And then they get to Sweden, it's just the brightest blue skies you'll ever see on screen.
Yeah.
Wonderfully done.
Cool. Scores. Oh, and Hereditary is very like kind of straightforward. This is just kind of like all over the place for a little bit, but it gets to a point. It kind of takes it really takes it's 2.5 hours.
It does. I love the editing.
Yeah.
There are parts that could be switched for me, and they would be equally as valid.
Yeah. The camera will just kind of just go for a long time, showing
Yeah.
this huge field of different people doing different activities elsewhere. It's so.
I didn't
well
want it
shot.
to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to see Hereditary the next day because they were playing it at Gateway.
Mm-hmm.
Some cool thing that Gateway does, like when a director will have a new movie, they'll play the old ones, and I really enjoyed it. This blew it out of the water for me. It was a really unique horror movie, but it was just, to me, it was okay. There's a house, supernatural. It's dark out. There's a haunting going on.
Yeah.
There's a kid. Another one of those. That's fine. Great, well done. In that box, he did well. This is something I've never seen before.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's the most original movie I've seen this year, easily.
Yeah.
Scores?
Scores.
Before we go to scores, Antonio, have you ever seen Keep Up with the Johnsons? It's a short movie by him.
No, but earlier today I was looking up his short films because I was looking at his Reddit AMA, so I'm gonna watch that.
I tweeted that out. He did an AMA on Reddit, which was very fascinating.
Yeah, highly recommend Keep With the Johnsons. It's free on YouTube or some internet website. And yeah, it was
90 minutes from this movie.
Yeah, and Keep With the Johnsons was his senior project at AFI or whatever, or if they do senior projects. It was his final project at AFI, and it's just so disturbing, but it's awesome. Highly recommended. It's like 20 minutes long.
It is the Johnsons, right? It's not this Gal Gadot Jones's movie.
No, I think it's called Keep Up With the Johnsons. Came out in 2011.
All right.
The
strange thing about the Johnsons.
Strange things. Yeah, that's it.
Keeping Up with the Johnsons.
Close enough.
One of the top things from the AMA was, "Are you okay?" And he just responded, "Nope."
No.
I know, he's this little Jewish man.
Yeah.
So non-threatening.
Yeah, but there's a 4-hour edit of this movie, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. He said there probably won't be the full hour and a half he cut, but like 30 to 60 minutes will probably be added for the director's cut, which I'm so in for.
Yeah.
I thought there was an arm going over your shoulder, Keegan, but it was your own arm. It looked kind of creepy.
Oh.
Yeah, you. Keegan, look behind you.
He's dead. All right, scores finally.
This is a 10. This is a 10 for me. This is an Antonio perfect movie.
I'm gonna give it a 9.1. 9.1.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
I gave it a 10.1.
10.1. Very nice. Yeah, it's very good. But that being said, I would not recommend it to like anyone that like is a basic moviegoer.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard to recommend this movie. I agree.
Very hard. I will watch it again, thumb up. But yeah, like, unless you're really into artsy, weird movies, you're not gonna like this, like, at all. Cody said he saw multiple walkouts during the movie.
Really? Oh, I'm sure.
What did he think about it?
He loved it. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Hereditary was a fair movie last year, so I imagine this
awesome.
is also.
Yeah. Although I could see a lot of people loving Hereditary, not digging this.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like said,
if you like
movie.
Kubrick, if you like long, heady movies, if you liked Annihilation, this is a movie for you. If you like slashers and straight up horror, not really. No. If you like mythology, if you like culture, this is the movie for you, for sure.
So much stuff is foreshadowed in this movie, too.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I want to watch it once again in theaters because I think it's just a pretty movie to look at. But I definitely want to watch it again at home so I can pause. Because I think they probably show the entire movie at one point on the walls of that
tapestries.
House. Yeah. The long tapestries on the walls.
The opening tapestry, I saw it on Twitter. It shows the whole movie.
Oh, yeah?
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The opening shot.
There's so much of that in this movie that I want to... And
did you see
the green face in the woods?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. Cody didn't see it. Mike didn't see it. Caroline didn't see it. DeCarlo didn't see it. Thank God I'm not insane.
It was pretty far into the trip. So when I did see it, it startled me, and I thought, oh God, what else have I missed?
Yeah.
because I caught that, but like only like for a second.
That
So
thing
I know I
scared
missed
the
so much more.
shit out of me.
Oh, yeah,
That messed
so
me up.
cool.
Yeah,
The
that was
flower
awesome.
that was like
Yeah.
opening
the
and closing.
trippiness of the movie is so damn good.
It-
Full spoilers now, everyone.
So this is probably the front runner to win best movie ReBrew film of the year, huh? Seems like everyone, our esteemed panel, all really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It might suffer because not enough people will see it. Like other than us four, I'm not sure who else is going to go out and see this. Will Chuck see it?
Chuck really wants to see it really
Okay.
bad.
So maybe Lane will see it. I don't know.
He's scared to see it alone, so he's trying to convince me to see it again.
It isn't a scary movie.
I saw it alone, and I recommend it.
I saw it alone as well.
I've been watching movies alone lately because I've been watching a lot of movies lately at Gateway. It's nice.
Yeah, I agree. Seeing a movie in theaters is one of the best you can do by yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's seen as a community thing. You're sitting silently for 2 hours. Why
Right.
would you see it with someone?
Why is it seen as a date thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you can talk about it afterwards. It gives you like a guaranteed talking
Shared
point.
experience. Yeah. So
Yeah,
how about that movie?
This isn't really a scary movie. But
No. It's psychological.
Yeah, but it's gory as hell.
Oh, it's when that lady jumps off the cliff and hits the rock, and they briefly show it. I'm like, oh, thank God, we won't see that anymore. And then nope, zoom in on her face, fucking hammer to the other guy's face. It's like, oh, jeez.
Well, no, I know. I saw that. I'm like, oh God. And then I see the guy jump, and I'm like, I think he would have broke his legs if he actually jumped like that.
Yeah.
Then they fucking show his legs broken. I'm like, oh God.
Still around.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? I'm queasy at most with blood.
Uh-huh.
And when they did what was the blood scene? There was one scene where they like slowly cut somebody. That was the most disturbing for me. I don't do well.
Was it when she was doing the ritual with her hands?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She smears it on that rock.
Right.
Me, I don't do well with blood. That's the only thing I had to look away from. I can't do that.
I was surprisingly so okay with all those scenes because to me there was never any malice. I never thought that anyone wanted to hurt someone else in this movie for the wrong reasons. Like when the old people committed suicide, I thought, especially when they explain the ritual, I'm like, oh, this is a beautiful thing. This is a very interesting way of looking at culture, and there's so many cultures that do very similar practices. Maybe not so
extreme,
ceremonial, ornate, but God, the world and the traditions that Astor creates in this movie, it's like he was going through a Joseph Campbell book and he's just picking out his favorite ones, but somehow they're also cohesive. I believe that those people are real, and I believe that what they do are, and they made a convincing argument for why what they were doing is okay.
So Ari Aster in his AMA said that festival is every year, and there's 9 days left that they don't even show. But the killing and stuff, the
whole thing
tent,
is 9 days.
Yeah, the tent thing.
Yeah.
That's only every 90 years. So that was special for this specific.
Right.
What did you just
say?
We're talking about the culture, the jump.
Oh yeah, I said this to Mike and Caroline. I was like, halfway through the movie, I was like, I kind of want to move to a commune. There's something about the tradition that I thought was just so interesting and awesome. I mean, yeah, it's super messed up. But I was like, oh, there's something kind of like endearing about it.
Yes, yeah.
Was it after the point that they committed suicide? Because when they committed suicide, I was like, okay, they wanted to, like, they're old. I can see the argument for that. Then the sacrifice was like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were taking unwitting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so wait, so the big sacrifice at the end that only happens once every 90 years.
Yes.
Correct.
Otherwise, would lose too many people if that happened every year.
But the jumping off a cliff happens anytime anyone turns 72.
Right. The year that
All right. It was 72, right? That was quick math that I don't trust. Yeah, 72 is right. Yeah.
At one point during the movie, because it seems like their Swedish friend is trying to like steal Florence Pugh from Jake Red. And then his brother is doing the same with the London couple. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so they're just trying to steal the girls.
Right.
What an idiot I am. I was like, oh, this is what this is. Not even a little bit.
No.
I love how his brother brought the girl that he had a crush on and then her boyfriend who she started dating as the sacrifices.
Yeah.
So petty.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So good.
But he also sacrifices himself.
Yeah, I know. But he
See,
also
Pele was his name, right?
Yeah.
That's a fire name, right? That means something about fire, right?
It means good at soccer in
But it's soccer.
Portuguese.
Fuck. You beat me to it.
I
Isn't there a Hawaiian fire god called Pele?
maybe.
I have
Okay.
no idea.
I love the ending when they start burning and they give them the stuff that's supposed to take away the pain and then they catch on fire and just start screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
So
And then the
funny.
entire commune starts screaming too. That was one of the most messed up parts of how everyone joined in on like pain and stuff.
I liked it. It was
I know.
sharing. You were
Yeah.
sharing your pain, your suffering, the sex even with the
Yeah.
whole community.
Oh my god, when she starts pushing his ass, that was the funniest thing in the movie.
I
was
laughed
dying.
more during this movie than I did Spider-Man. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
They were
Yeah.
great. New person, new person.
Yeah, there are some really funny moments in this.
That guy
But
was
yeah,
pretty
like,
funny. The Bandersnatch, where the Miller's guy. I don't remember his name.
Oh, Will Poulter.
Yeah, Will Poulter. I like him.
Yeah, he's such a dick in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's got
And then
those
William
eyes.
Jackson,
He
Harper.
He peed on the ancestral tree and had no remorse about it, so he
Yeah.
deserved to be
Yeah, he
killed.
was such a dick.
Mhm.
Chidi from The Good Place
Mhm.
was great.
Yeah.
He was like, way older than them, but because they're all PhD students, it like still fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I didn't think he was that older. I was floored when I saw that he
His
was
real age.
38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
But
looks
he
a
looks
little
very-
bit older than them.
yeah,
Like in The Good Place, he's like a tenured professor, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So were they all? How do I phrase this?
Anthropology students.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, that's
She was a psych grad student. I think the other three are anthropology.
Yeah.
The three
Who
dudes.
who was psych?
Florence
Danny.
Pugh. Danny, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is the question I was trying to ask. So they were all brought to the festival, and they were going to get sacrificed regardless, irregardless, right? It wasn't because they were bad people.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were gonna get sacrificed.
Except maybe her.
She was never gonna get sacrificed. They only needed what, 9 people?
Well,
Yeah.
it seemed like.
I think he saw potential for her to be the May Queen.
And I think
very,
he actually
very
wanted to
good.
help her. Because
Yeah.
like, the whole point
Yeah.
is to get rid of grief and like share in
Yeah.
the community. So I think he was legit trying to help her, but it's just such a fucked up way to do it with this.
So Sven's
Insane.
parents died in a fire. Sven, I don't know his real name. What's
Well,
the guy's name?
I don't remember.
Pele's brother.
We'll go with Sven.
His parents died in a fire. Are we?
Uh,
So what do we? Because the 90 years.
yeah.
Doesn't add up.
Do you think he was just some regular Swede whose parents actually did die in a fire, and then because he talks about how he found this family, this new
Yeah.
family, they just
Potentially.
adopted him into the tribe when he was young, and then they became his new family.
Potentially. That's a
Yeah.
good theory.
But the dying in the fire part is interesting. But yeah, the timing doesn't really work.
Right. What a sick. We're doing spoilers, right? We've been doing
Yeah, we've been in the
spoilers.
spoilers
Yeah.
for a while.
Jeez. Okay. It's that murder, that double murder suicide.
Oh man.
Gruesome. Holy
Oh,
shit.
Yeah.
I was not
yeah.
expecting that. I knew that she would have killed herself, but that scene with the parents sleeping at the beginning,
The setup was.
and it turned. Oh my goodness.
Duct taping her mouth.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah, that was. I hated.
That was
I hated
intense.
that. I hated looking at that.
There's like 3 minutes of the firefighters just following the hose
Yeah.
from the car through the garage.
Because I
I
just
love the
assumed
pacing.
it was like negligent parents.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, that's really sad. Oh no, she killed him.
Yeah, she killed
So,
them.
yeah.
And they don't explain why, and that's fine. It's just like
Yeah.
this horrible, awful, huge tragedy, and then let's figure it out.
Florence Pugh is a great crier.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
awesome in this movie. She should
having
get
a good movie.
nominated. She won't, but she should.
Her cry scene at the beginning where Christian is trying to comfort her reminded me, because the next day I saw Hereditary, it was just like the scene where the daughter dies. Yeah.
Oh my god. Tony Collette actually got nominated last year. That was bullshit. So is his name Christian or Christian?
Christian.
It is said 3 different ways throughout the movie.
Right. Different
and it's not
accents,
just like
maybe.
the Sweden mispronounces his name.
Oh,
it's like everyone pronounced his name differently.
Christian.
Like even she says it weird. I mean,
I wonder if there's any symbolism behind that name.
It is a bunch of foreigners playing Americans. The only American is Chidi. Everyone else is. So maybe they just can't talk. But you know.
Yeah, I saw an interview, and what's the actress's name?
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh was like, she has this like dirty Scottish accent, and the other guy's got this like down under. What's that guy's name? Christian.
He's Irish.
Jack Rayner. He's Irish. Yeah. He's got like a hillbilly Irish accent though.
Pugh is
English.
English. He Poulter's English. The dude's Swedish, and then Chidi's American. And that's it.
What else is he in? He's like the poor man's Chris Pratt.
Poulter?
Yeah. No, not Poulter. Jack
Rayner. He's in
Sing Street.
Sing Street. And he's in Transformers like 4 or something. He's in
Kin
movie, which is dog shit.
He's in
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, he's in Detroit.
Yeah. No, Will
like
Poulter's
right now?
in Detroit.
No, he's in Detroit. Jack Renner.
Isn't Poulter also?
I don't know. I'm looking at Jack Renner's page. Yes, they're both in Detroit. Wow.
That's funny.
That's fun.
He plays a great asshole. I didn't know at the beginning if I was even going to like the character. I didn't know if he was just a bad actor. No, he was a great actor. He was playing a really shitty person. I don't know if he was a really shitty person. I take that back. He was kind of a regular guy. He was a bad boyfriend.
He steals Chidi's. I keep calling him Chidi. He keeps stealing his thesis too.
Right.
Maybe he
does
is a
do
bad
that.
person.
I don't know how bad he is.
He's not.
He's kind of just like he's a selfish person, but
he's a selfish person.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that makes him a bad person.
So each of them doing something bad, leading to their they were gonna die anyways. Is that just a way to like make us be like, okay, thank God they're dying, or like why do you think they needed to do something bad before they died?
I think it was just assumed, like sort of how Willy Wonka assumes that only one of them is going to be left at the end, right? I don't know why. Yeah, why do all the kids have to die in Willy Wonka?
I don't necessarily.
So that there can be one.
I don't necessarily think that they all did something bad then died. I just think that they were going to kill him anyways.
It's like he
I know,
the tree next scene, he's gone. Chidi goes into the temple, he's gone. Dude, I guess he had sex with the girl against his will, by the way, but then done. So like it's the next scene where they get taken out.
And the other two, like Pele's friends, they sort of ruined the suicide ceremony with their incessant screaming.
Well, actually, Christian could have lived.
Her choice was to kill him, which is how she finally achieved peace. That was the last thing that she had to let go of. And then she smiles in the movie for like the first time, and you believe it.
Okay, you just explained the ending for me. Okay, thank you. Because I was like, why did it...
Were you being facetious or?
No. I actually didn't fully understand the ending, but that's her letting go.
The whole movie to me was a therapy session. I think I was thinking earlier, the entire movie, maybe you could make a silly argument that the mushroom trip was the entire movie. When she passes out, that's her dream. It's her way of going through the grief on this drug while she's passed out, and then she just wakes up and she's still there, and it's a real Midsommar festival, and nothing actually happened.
But she breaks up with Jack Renner.
Yeah, at the end of it, right. Yeah. But no, but actually, I think this movie is about dealing with personal grief and trauma, and she eventually does it. She burns the effigy, which is not really an effigy because it's her actual boyfriend. Yeah. She burns her boyfriend.
which was ridiculous.
Those the skin, the body bags with the flowers poking out of the eyes, and that was so cool.
Yeah, the
I don't
dude wearing Will Poulter's face was so scary.
Yeah,
so scary.
I hate gore and I hate unnecessary violence and blood, but this was, I don't know, this hit a weird note for me.
Well, all of the violence happens behind the scenes, minus the jumping off the cliff, but they wanted that to happen.
Right.
You don't see any of the other friends die.
You see the results of it, not necessarily that. Yeah.
Which I liked.
Mm-hmm. How'd they get away with showing Jack Reiner as half chub?
They submitted it twice to the MPAA. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the MPAA.
Yeah, and it was originally NC-17. He answered this in the AMA. I forget how.
Yeah.
I forget what he did differently the second time, but
I think they decided on a percentage of mast that would be appropriate.
Okay.
They negotiate. I wanted 50%. Like, you get 20. We'll settle on a third.
Yeah. Good for Jack Reiner for getting naked.
In both movies, Ari Aster has some sort of fascination, I think, with the mentally ill being oracles of some type, savants.
It was very interesting.
More mystical, more like oracles.
Yeah.
The inbred
girl in Hereditary, and then the inbred. It spooked me.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
He does.
Mm-hmm. Which is a very ancient. It's, again, this is just, all these things are pulled out of folklore, but it's like he's created his own cohesive mythology here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Super.
It feels super original.
Yeah.
This movie made me want to start like a huge festival tradition.
Yeah. Made me want to have culture.
Yeah, for sure.
It made me want, to be back in those times where, wait, what do we have? Fucking Red, White, and Boom. Go fuck yourself. That's stupid. We're not dancing around a pole for hours and hours and hours. We drop.
Yeah.
That was a great scene. Also,
yeah, 'cause she's just
all
so
the flowers.
She's so into it once he cut back to her.
Mm-hmm. That scene where they start just like speaking gibberish because they're tired and high as hell, and they think that they can understand each other.
Yeah.
Very funny. A lot of great humor just interspersed throughout this movie.
And then her flower dress, just so beautiful.
So gorgeous. All the flowers, all the green, all the plants.
How do you think this is gonna do come awards season?
I think, like Hereditary, this will not get a single nomination.
In 20 years, people will be talking about how this is one of the best movies of the decade.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it won't be for another 20 years, I think. People are going to rediscover this movie later. Like
the
Annihilation.
Oscars love making up for previous mistakes. You don't think maybe Pew gets nominated because they fucked Colette or anything?
I think it's too soon. I mean, it's just a year late. I don't know. I don't think it gets any nominations. It's too disturbing of a movie for the mass Academy to enjoy.
Especially they're trending towards like nominating Endgame, basically, like those kind of.
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah, Hereditary had probably the darkest scene I've ever seen on screen, and that's more digestible than this movie.
What scene?
Crazy. The where the head hits the pole.
Oh yeah.
What was your theater like for Hereditary, Antonio?
My theater?
No.
My theater was like 7 or 8 people. Pretty quiet. It was cool. It was like the smallest one that Gateway has.
Oh, okay.
And I saw it like around this time, like 11 in the morning. It was cool. It was a good showing.
The Hereditary is one of my favorite theater experiences ever, because in that scene, the air just got sucked out of the theater.
Yeah.
You could tell everyone was like super disturbed by it. It was.
I bet that most of the people that I saw it with had already seen it.
Yeah.
Last year.
True. Yeah.
I tried to scream during that scene, but just nothing came out.
Yeah, it's a crazy scene.
And for not liking Hereditary that much, my favorite scene, favorite shot last year was from Hereditary. So.
Yeah. That scene.
Oh no, I like the scene better with the when he goes back to his bed, and you just like,
you just stare at him for a long time.
and then Tony Collette finds out that she's dead and stuff like that, and you just see him that long shot of the hallway. Yeah.
So good. So
great way to handle that. Yeah.
Anything else to add about Midsommar, guys? I mean, we've talked so long about it already.
Mm-hmm. I like the opening scene when they're driving into the pre-festival grounds and the camera completely inverts for a while.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's like let's go.
It seems like that's an idea that like a kid making a movie would have, but it works so well.
Yeah.
Also, I love how he pans rooms all the time. That's my favorite feature of his.
The design of the rooms too.
Yeah.
Everything on that set was built from scratch. Yeah. From like the sleeping chamber where the under 36-year-olds go, how it was 2 floors. I loved all the shots of that. To, of course the movie has to end much like Annihilation in this sacred place that is referenced throughout, and then eventually the big moment, the big fiery moment happens there. That was a really cool place. The dining tables were designed freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts about going to Munich. Is just like the long table. It's like the community that you build with. It's the long fucking table. It's so great.
Yeah.
If I slept on that second floor, I would die. No railing.
That's what I was thinking.
Production design. This should be a shoe-in nomination, but it won't be. But it should be.
Yeah.
And costumes should be a shoe-in.
Yeah.
Certainly, it should win costumes. I don't even care what comes out later this year.
I forgot to talk about the music. The diegetic music that the score that happens in this movie was some of the trippiest part of the movie, one of the trippiest parts of the movie. Yeah. These like atonal horns that are just on this loop, especially during the maypole scene, or even when they arrive, it's this like 32 bar loop of flute music, and it follows the characters, and it gets quieter and louder depending on where the people are. But it's all happening in the scenes. Yeah. It just adds to this festival, this community festival aspect of the movie.
Yeah,
I really like that.
It's great. I have a question about time. So when they're in New York, it's snowing, and then they're leaving in 2 weeks, and it's the middle of summer.
When is it snowing in New York?
They're outside. Well, I guess when the suicide happens, it's snowing, and then because the title is in snow, it's like snowing, and the title comes up, and then when they walk outside at one point, I think it's snowing.
Because they mention in the first scene where the dudes are just talking about the trip to Sweden, they say something in a couple months when we go to Sweden. Oh, and then they make reference that it's it is June when Danny finally gets invited, and it's like a week and a half away when she goes to that party with them. So I think they're clear about that.
Okay, yeah, because that just kind of confused me. But that's
it. Do you guys know how many days we see of the festival happening?
I think 3.
Okay.
I want to say it's 3, but it felt like it probably is supposed to be all 9 days.
No, it's not.
No. He says in the AMA that there's still some more. He doesn't say how many more, but he says that there's still more festival left.
God, what happens?
She's the May Queen.
Midsommar too.
Does she leave, you think?
No. I think she's found her family.
Yeah.
She's found her community.
Yeah. There's nothing left for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they need new, DNA in that mix.
And she's blonde with blue eyes, so it works.
Green eyes.
Green eyes.
Learned a lot about white people.
Yeah. I love being white.
People were saying it wasn't terrifying enough because the villain in this movie are white people with blonde hair.
What? Look at history. Is that
what are you talking about?
Scary?
Karate Kid? World War II? Those are the 2 worst villains of all time.
Hey, I'm just saying what I saw on Twitter.
White people are scary as fuck. What is Twitter talking about?
You can find anything on Twitter, though, so I guess find the best source.
You guys watch anything else?
I saw Toy Story. What did you guys end up scoring that?
7.
I think I gave it an 8. Would I give it, Keegan? Something like that.
1, I think.
8.1.
Something dumb as hell.
Yeah.
Good movie. Forgettable.
Yeah.
I forgot about that movie already.
Yeah. Like I said, I saw Hereditary. Saw that Adam Sandler movie on Netflix, the murder mystery.
Mystery
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah, it's
What's it
okay.
called?
I'm good to talk about or to talk over.
Yeah.
Murder mystery. Did you guys see
Murder
the
mystery.
trailer for that new Daniel Craig whodunit
Yes.
movie?
Yes.
That
We
looks
should
cool.
Knives
talk
Out.
about that. Yeah,
That's
that looks
Ryan
awesome.
Johnson.
Yeah, it's a Ryan Johnson movie. Right.
Yeah,
It's called
I've been looking forward to
Knives
that all year.
Out. Knives
Knives
Out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks
The
great.
cast is insane.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about his
Predictions?
accent.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I got predictions for you. Anna
Go.
de Armas got third billing in that movie of an insane cast. She's the killer. Why else
She's
would she get that top billing?
Who? Tony Collette?
No, Anna de Armas.
Oh,
Blade Runner?
nah, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, she's like the 20th most known person in that cast, and she gets
Yeah.
third.
Don't spoil the movie for me, Keegan. Okay.
Sorry.
This is the kind of movie I want to see Ryan Johnson do again.
Yeah. for
Yeah.
Sure.
Small, takes place in one house.
I guess everyone in Hollywood worked on it. It seems.
Yeah. Any other movies you guys have seen or trailers? Any
I've
cool trailers
watched a
going
bunch.
for the movie?
I got around to a lot of movies that have been on my list for a while. I watched Swiss Army Man.
Okay.
I love Swiss Army Man. Mike, you've seen it, right?
Yeah, we talked about it last pod, Keegan.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. Well,
Forgive
movie's
me if
awesome,
I repeat myself. It's been so long. I finally got around to Fargo,
The movie?
the movie. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what took so long. How good?
It's very good. This is going to be a hot, controversial take. I think the show is better.
Boo.
I don't know. I haven't seen the show.
The
Maybe
show is
you're
amazing.
right.
I also watched the show first, though. That's probably
Right.
why. But yeah, I mean, Fargo's damn good. I watched The Witch.
People
It's
love
good.
The Witch.
With the two V's, the Vavitch.
The Witch. Yeah, it's super slow, but I really liked it. I think it's only like an hour and a half. I recommend it. Have you seen it, Antonio?
No, I haven't.
It's good.
It's a horror movie, right?
It's a horror movie, yeah. But again, it's not like it's just like the atmosphere is like unsettling because it takes place in like colonial America in the middle of the woods, and it's just like,
okay.
so it's pretty scary.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good and very well acted too from Anya Taylor-Joy, who's he's been in a ton of horror movies. Finished my Denis Villeneuve watch. I watched Prisoners.
How good?
It's okay. It's maybe my least favorite movie from him. It's still like a 7 out of 10 though, but it's kind of just a generic murder mystery. But Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman act very well, but I don't know, it's not terribly interesting or it's super fucking long. Like I think it's 2.5 hours, and Arado like paused it to go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, probably 30 minutes left. We weren't even halfway through yet. So it's slow and drags a bunch. Like a lot could be taken out, but it's okay.
Mike, did you? What about the TLBM ISF, the last black man in San Francisco?
Last black guy.
Oh wait, no, you said you already did. You already talked about it last podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I
Okay.
want Keegan to see the movie's fucking awesome.
It's still playing at Gateway. I think it'll be around for a little bit longer.
It's really good. It,
Yeah, I gotta see it.
Go see it. Yeah.
it very well might be nominated for Best Picture.
Really?
So it's awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
It's about
Yeah.
gentrification. It's
Ah.
really good.
Did you guys see the trailer for? I guess it's already out. Wild Rose. It's like a.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Early prediction. That's my favorite movie of the year.
Wild Rose.
Actually,
Yeah.
really? Did
Yeah.
you loved Singing movie from last year, right? Sing movie. Lady Gaga sing movie. Singing
Oh
a
yeah,
song.
it's good. Mhm.
Yeah. Is it going to be like that? The song from the trailer sounded really good.
That's written by, who's Ted Danson's wife? Mary
Dancing.
Stein?
I don't know.
Mary Steenburgen wrote
Huh.
the
What else did she do?
song. She's the mom from Step Brothers and Elf.
Okay. I know who she is.
Yeah.
Married to Tony Danza.
It came out a couple days ago.
Yeah, it's not anywhere in Columbus, which pisses me off. But
Are you ready for the critic
Stay away.
consensus on Rotten Tomatoes?
Please.
There's no shortage of Star is Born stories, but Wild Rose proves they can still be thoroughly entertaining and marks its own transcendent moment for lead Jesse Buckley.
Oh, cool.
I love
94%.
You watch Chernobyl?
No, I'm going to start it soon because I've been hearing all about it.
It's amazing.
I watched episode 1.
Which is the worst episode. It keeps getting better.
I'll finish it before the Emmys.
Jessie Buckley is in that. And she's great. And she has an amazing singing voice. And she was on Colbert, and she's just charming as all hell.
Is she British?
She's Irish. But it takes place in Scotland, which is going to be a huge sell for me. And it's a musical. So there's no way I hate this movie. There's no way.
Bay of the Year, we already know, too.
Yeah,
That's over.
Absolutely.
We can pack that in.
All right, I saw a weird trailer every single time I've been to Gateway this week, which is like 5 times. Bite Me. Did you see that? Vampire Girls?
No.
Trailer for that. A subversive romantic comedy about the real-life subculture of people who believe that they're vampires. It was, and they were all kind of older. They were like, if they were like in their mid-20s when Twilight was still coming out, and so now they're like in their mid-30s, and like it looked bad. No, it's a movie. It's like a romantic comedy, but about like gross people. Not my kind of thing. Did you guys see the trailer for that other Michael Cera, Jesse Eisenberg, The Art of Self-Defense? The Art of Self-Defense.
No,
it's not a new take on that guy.
I have not seen this trailer.
That looks kind of funny. I don't know what happens. It's just the scene of him in a karate room, and they ask him why he wants to take karate, and he goes on this long-winded explanation, and he goes, "It's a multiple choice. You health and fitness or self-defense." And then he goes, "It's fine. I don't know. It looks okay."
Have you read The Goldfinch?
No.
There's a movie coming out with a star-studded cast.
What's up with this?
It's like a very famous book, but Ansel Elgort, Sarah Paulson, Finn Wolfhard, Nicole Kidman, Luke Wilson, Jeffrey Wright.
What's left this summer, fellas? Movie-wise.
Not much.
Beaters, right?
We have Quentin Tarantino's movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Besides that, I don't think there's anything else I'm looking forward to. Maybe some smaller stuff that I'm not aware that's coming out in the summer, but coming soon, Lion King, which I would rather be driven over by a truck than watch. Skin, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and whatever that is.
I'm
the new Door movie. Really?
I hate Furious 7, which is the only one I've seen.
Right.
Something about those trailers, like I love those trailers. But like the dumbness is what I hated about Furious 7, and these look even more dumb. So I'll probably hate it, but something about the trailers, man, I'm so sold on that movie.
Huh.
What is
Maybe
it?
It's Vanessa Kirby.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I think Del Toro helped write it, and he's producing it.
Yeah.
That comes out August 9th.
That's going to be PG-13, right? Like, there's no way that's an R-rated movie.
Oh, no, yeah, it would be PG-13. And Blinded by the Light, that's that Pakistan poll about Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, that comes out. It's got 91% Rotten Tomatoes. Comes out August 14th.
Awesome. I'm really excited about that. After this yesterday debacle, I'm really hoping that movie saves it with classic music movies for me this year.
That's going to be really good. I have a feeling.
I've never seen Bend It Like Beckham, but I guess it's supposed to be Bend It Like Beckham, but with Bruce Springsteen taking the role of soccer.
Cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah. There's nothing more.
Watch that Bruce thing on Netflix.
Oh, dude, I couldn't get through like 20 minutes of it because I started bawling. I have to watch it.
It's so good. It's the best thing I watched last year. It's phenomenal.
Wow. Yeah. High praise.
10.1.
Yeah.
All right, Midsommar, best movie of all time.
Yep, heard it here first.
Can't wait to see what else it makes.
Thanks for joining us, Antonio. We really appreciate it. Thank God we can get you on, because that was tough.
It took a week, but we did it.
We did it.
Huzzah!
Mike, oh my God, when you did not text back this morning, I was like, holy shit, he's gonna sleep through it. He's gonna fuck us once again.
I was taking a shower.
I'm gonna have to record this in the bathroom at work.
Follow us on Twitter at movie_rebrew, me at Cash Money Keegan, Mike at _Oglebay, Antonio at MC Coolfriend.
Sequel. Can I plug something? Can I plug my new Instagram account? Yeah, I got this new cooking Instagram account called Sauced by Sauced Bosses. Sauced by _ Sauced Bosses. Me and a couple chefs, we make delicious dishes every week. Post them. We post funny stories of us making the food. It's a romp. Enjoy.
Why is it not Sauce by Sauce West?
Because it's not everything is movies, Keegan.
Ah, what? Yes, it is.
It's a music festival. What am I talking about?
You make me very hungry, very, very frequently on my timeline.
Thank you.
Looks very good.
Appreciate that. I should. I'll bring some. Next time I'm a guest, I'll bring some food
Pass it
that I'll eat. You guys can watch me.
Beautiful. Mike, you're leaving for Europe very shortly here.
Now, where's that? Where are you going, Mike? I'm sorry.
I'm going to Western Europe. I mean Eastern Europe. Going to Budapest, Vienna, and Prague.
Oh, Spider-Man.
We're gonna do a tour of all the Spider-Man sites.
Cool.
That's sick. So we won't be back for a while. Probably Once Upon a Time in Hollywood will be our next one.
I'll probably be in Nashville too. Damn.
I mean, that doesn't really change anything, but.
Nope.
Yeah.
Personal issues.
Thanks for listening. I'm about to edit this. I probably won't even edit this. I might just put it out. Fuck it.
There's not much dead air. Just cut out the front.
Yeah.
And this part.
The front. Yeah.
Oh, my Lumineers joke.
Then I'll be the cold open.
That's not okay.
Yeah, make that the opening. That was good enough.
All right, thanks for listening. See you next time.
Good night.
Later.
Sometime you exploded, drop a few lines. When I catch you through the static, Irish goodbye, what a classic. Perennial girl in love once a year. When it comes, she disappears. Maybe she'll stay.